Hey everyone, it's me Pratima. So today I am here with my top picks for the best wireless earbuds under $100 or some 10,000 rupees in India right now. If you're looking for some budget picks instead, I've actually already published a video for ones under 2,000 rupees and ones under 5,000 rupees as well. So you can go check that out as well. Anyway, I feel like this price segment is really exciting and the right choice for most folks because you're already getting 80 to 90% of what the flagship earbuds manage here. Yes, if you want that additional 10%, then you're going to have to shell out on a more expensive option. But this is the Goldilocks zone when it comes to finding the best bang for your buck earbuds with equally top-notch features. So for the past few weeks, my team and I have been busy testing all these earbuds to help you figure out which one makes the most sense. Like always, I will be awarding points to each of them across various categories, and I'm also including one more category this time called Extras, which is all about the quality of life features like multi-point connection, wireless charging, and those kind of stuff. So let's get started with Sony's new WF C700N. It's the successor of the beloved WF C500, which brings a couple of upgrades to justify its more expensive price tag. One of them is multi-point connection support, so I can connect it to two devices at a time and seamlessly switch between them whenever I feel like it. The C700N also has active noise cancellation, and with a proper seal, it does a pretty good job at getting rid of the consistent low frequency noises. As for the audio quality itself, these earbuds actually play it very safe. That's to say that there's some pleasant thump in the bass and the mid-range sounds fairly well represented too. But at the same time, I wish the WF C700N was tuned with a bit more treble definition, as it simply is not bright enough for my taste. Listening to Arcade Fire's The Lightning, for example, it does not preserve the energy and brilliance of the keyboard, the violin, and all the other instruments during the second half of the song nearly as truthfully as I'd like. And I feel like Sony's decision to go with the basic AAC and SBC codecs instead of any high bitrate ones is one of the reasons why the C700N does not stand out in any way, at least as far as the audio is concerned. Matter of fact, it's the only entry in our list without any high-res codec support.
Its voice call performance is nothing extraordinary too, and this guy's battery backup is not the best either.
Yes, the earbuds themselves can last around 6 to 6.5 hours at a time, but its case only holds enough juice for one additional full charge, which is a little. Next up is the Sennheiser CX Plus. This thing is actually 2 years old at this point, and it's also the very first Sennheiser TWS that I've tested. But even though I had no first-hand experience with the legendary German audio maker, I knew I was in for a treat with the CX Plus. And in terms of sound quality and the sound quality alone, I must say that these are pretty impressive. The one thing in particular that actually stands out for me is just how nice its mid-tones come off. Whereas if you're tired of that mainstream kind of tuning that almost all other earbuds go for, with pumped up lows and trebles, then you're definitely going to dig how this one is tuned. Then again, just like the WF C700N, I feel like a bit more sparkle would have made it much more enjoyable to listen to. As a result of that de-emphasized high frequencies, the CX Plus sounds somewhat incomplete in songs that have a lot of percussive instruments in the background.
Its noise cancellation, battery life, and all that stuff are pretty decent, but the reason why it's so far down my list is in part because of its mediocre microphones.
Plus, this is also one of the only two earbuds that we have which skips multi-point connection. Okay, like Sennheiser, Jabra is yet another well-known audio maker whose Elite lineup of wireless earbuds is quite popular. And now the Elite 4 is yet another fine addition to Jabra's portfolio. Here, the audio quality is pretty impressive for the price. There's bass to those who want it, not rumbling or whatever to rattle your ears, but just warm enough to keep you grooving to the beat. whereas it preserves natural timbre in vocals, and Jabra also has tuned it so that it sounds breathy and fairly detailed in the treble region as well. But one thing I've noticed is that female vocals can sometimes get poorly resolved on a relatively busy track with a lot going on. And maybe a little wider soundstage would have worked wonders for this thing as well.
Jabra Elite 4's microphones are good enough in ideal conditions, but they do struggle to pick up your voice when there's a lot of sharp ambient noise.
Its noise cancellation performance is also pretty great though, which has much to do with its excellent passive isolation actually. In the number 5 position, I have the Nothing Ear 2, which instantly catches your eye with a unique transparent design. But not just that, you can get a distinct sound quality consisting of a notably better soundstage and resolution than any other pair of earbuds that I've talked about so far. The balanced equalizer itself delivers an enjoyable listening experience in all sorts of songs with its reasonably balanced sound signature. Although in some cases it ends up going overboard in terms of amplifying the trebles, as high notes sound a little too loud here. Anyway, you can try out Nothing's latest advanced EQ options, with which you can be specific with how the Ear 2 sounds across the entire frequency response range. These earbuds have also impressed me when it comes to the active noise cancellation and call quality as well.
Even in noisy outdoor conditions, the Nothing Ear 2 manages to cancel out the background noise quite effectively, although it can sound a bit sibilant sometimes.
But my biggest problem with the Nothing Ear 2 is definitely its battery life. It offers only like 3 to 3.5 hours of playback with the noise cancellation turned on, which is not very good in my opinion. Okay, that brings me to the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2. The most impressive thing about it is its pure value for money. Considering everything that you're getting for some $90 or 6,600 rupees, the Galaxy Buds 2 is easily the best bargain on our list. And if you have a Samsung phone, that's even better because then you get to enjoy all the ecosystem exclusives like Auto Switch and Samsung's high-res SSC codec. Now moving on to the audio itself, Samsung has gone with a dual driver setup here with a separate woofer and a tweeter, and I must say that it has managed to tune them pretty well. It's got a good soundstage, the instrument separation is there, and it does not skimp on clarity either. This means that pop, rock, jazz, and similar genres of music sound fantastic on the Galaxy Buds 2. It also tones down the treble a bit, like all the other earbuds I've discussed until now, but not necessarily in a way that completely drowns the essence of the song itself.
Its call quality is pretty nice, although it can struggle a bit in suppressing the noise when you're in a particularly rowdy area.
But the one thing that's really concerning about the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 is its fragile IPX2 rating. Of course, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you're going to have to be quite careful when taking it out on a rainy day or to the gym if you're someone who sweats a lot. In that case, let me bring over the OnePlus Buds Pro 2R instead, which boasts an IP55 rating for the earbuds and even IPX4 splash resistance for the case itself. Plus, OnePlus Buds Pro 2R is actually quite similar to the flagship Buds Pro 2, except that it does not have head tracking and wireless charging, so high-res LHDC codec, dual driver, spatial audio, etc. are all present here. And the wow factor is this thing has one of the most aggressively obvious V-shaped sound signature that I've seen in quite a while. Even under the default balance preset, the Buds Pro 2R carries significantly strong bass and trebles, making it a great choice for listening to hip-hop, EDM, and pop tracks. But as we all know that V-shaped tuning is far from ideal for every type of music, and in songs like Highway 61 Revisited by Bob Dylan, whose composition consists of just vocals, guitar and drums, Dylan's voice sounds way too harsh and shouty, especially at high volumes. Thankfully, OnePlus does let you create a custom equalizer to bring it down a notch, but I feel like the Buds Pro 2R could have used better optimization in terms of the microphones.
It does not sound all that bad when you're in a quiet room or something, but with a lot of noise in the background, you can end up sounding artificial and nasal.
Okay, finally, we have the OPPO Enco X2, which is my pick for the best TWS under 10,000 price segment. While every other option that I've discussed fails to preserve accurate tonality in one way or the other, I'm really impressed with the tonal balance of the Enco X2. There's some room to breathe for everything, and one thing does not hold back the other in any way. The lows are punchy and with some definitive oomph, the vocals sound clear, and the sparkle in the treble region is well taken care of too.
My cancer is sun and my Leo is moon.
In the outro of Lana Del Rey's Chemtrails Over the Country Club, for example, the sudden hi-hats and the cymbal hits in the background alongside her vocals and the bass drum are represented amazingly. The Enco X2's imaging is just fantastic in that area. OPPO also lets you choose from a couple of Dynario tuned equalizers, but I'd suggest you stick with the Enco X Classic. The rest of them just bump the bass to some degree, which causes recessed mid-range reproduction. I would also have liked to see a custom EQ option here, but with such an impressive default tuning, I can almost look past it. Other than audio, its active noise cancellation is also some of the best in this price range.
And so is its voice call performance, which manages to drown down the surrounding noise quite effectively, although your voice can come off a bit sharp and muffled in challenging conditions.
So pair this with all the other complementary features like multi-point connection, spatial audio, wireless charging, adaptive ANC, etc, etc. It's easy to see why the OPPO Enco X2 is so splendid. Okay everyone, that was all for my top picks for the best wireless earbuds under 10,000 rupees or around some $100. So which one would you go for? Let me know in the comments below. Till then, I'm Pratima and I will see you in my next video.